All right, Knights of Apollo, what is up, guys? Hope you're doing well, and welcome back to the battlefield. Once again, our yearly tradition, we are witnessing a recreation of the Battle of Helm's Deep. Now, I uploaded a Battle of Helm's Deep a couple weeks ago, but it wasn't lore friendly, and it was just like with random factions just to like look at the map, just kind of to see the map in detail, because this is a new map in Dawnless Days. Of course, Dawnless Days is the mod that we're playing for Total War Attila. It's linked down in the video description, so definitely download it, try it. It is awesome. So, the last battle, as I was mentioning, was Helm's Deep, but it was with, random factions, and I wanted to recreate a more lore-friendly battle. So here we are. This is what we got. It's a 3 versus 3. Now, this is more representing the movie version of the battle rather than the book version, because, of course, in the book version, it was not... the elves didn't show up. And Erkenbrand was the one who showed up with reinforcements with Gandalf and not Aromir. Aromir was in the battle from the beginning. So yeah, there's some major differences, but movie-wise, the battle scenes are amazing. I still enjoy the battle. I will say that the book version is better, but I'm not going to be one of those like book purists. Anyways, before this really picks up here, I wanted to say, first off, like the video. If you enjoy Helm's Deep and you want to see more, definitely like, share, and subscribe. That means a lot to me. We're getting close to 1 million subs. It would be pretty cool to hit that 1 million milestone, so I do appreciate the support. The other thing we're going to talk about is the rules for this battle. So I'm going to give you a set of rules that I think work pretty well for your own opportunity to recreate the Battle of Helm's Deep in a fun, competitive way, in a fair way, I think. Anyways, so let's start off here with the army compositions. We'll start with Isengard. So there's 3 Isengard armies. They have 20,000 gold, so everybody has 20,000 gold. But Isengard, there isn't a lot of limitations for their army. I basically build an army similar to the movies, bring some berserkers, some pikes, some swordsmen, some sapers to blow up the wall. No chevrons, and you're allowed to bring 20 maxed out, you can bring a maxed out army, 20 troops. Also, don't bring any siege towers, only ladders, and you can bring a couple rams. Now, on the defending side, it's a little bit more complicated. They have the same amount of money, but Rohan can only bring 15 units, no chevrons. The elves can bring only 10 units, no chevrons. And I also told them to try to mix up their unit types, so there's a little bit of elites, a little bit of bad troops, because Rohan was pretty desperate here, and they were just taking every man they can to fight, even if they didn't have any training. So you're definitely going to have some lower quality troops here. So, I tried to tell them to mix it up. Now, the second Rohirrim army, or the third army, is going to be the Cav Reinforcement Army. Now, they cannot spawn in this area. I had to run by, and the attackers had to let me run by. But basically, for Rohan, bring 3 units of infantry that you can leave inside the city, and then the rest just bring Cav, and no chevrons, but you can bring as many Cav as you want if you can afford it. So this is what I could afford here. And they cannot attack until 25 to 30 minutes in-game time. Not just time in general, because sometimes you have lag. It's in-game time. So they can't charge. It's just like a delayed reinforcement force. So it's not going to be like the movie where the Cav shows up with Gandalf and it's over. It's going to be more like, here's just extra help. Let's see if you can win kind of thing. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the battle. Well, the last rule and the most important rule, don't try hard, okay? Just have fun. We're recreating an epic battle. Of course, do some things that will try to help you win the battle, but don't do every little tactic within, some cheesy strat just to win. Have fun with it. Get immersed. Isengard, even with these rule setups, is very strong. So feel free to customize these rules in a way that you think might make the battle better, but this is just a good standard for you guys. If you want to jump in, you can always join my Discord, which is linked down in the video description, if you want to look for other players to recreate the Battle of Helm's Deep. If you guys create some fun ones, I would love to cover more battles, because Helm's Deep is just always a classic. So let's go ahead and press normal speed here. And let's see how this is going to play out. Of course, we have Isengard rolling up with the ladders. These are custom-made ladders for the mod. They look fantastic. This is really cool because ladders like this, if I may be mistaken, but ladders like this in the more Medieval 2 traditional style, I don't think they exist in Attila. They kind of use these weird like siege tower ladders, which is like a big ladder up on wheels, but they don't really carry ladders like this. So again, I could be mistaken, but this is pretty cool. Regardless, even if they are in the game, look at these are custom made. They look awesome. It looks just like the movie. And now they're gonna begin the attack. I also kind of made a rule that they can't blow up the wall until they've attacked the wall a little bit with the ladders. So basically, once they've set up all their ladders and they've got infantry fighting on the walls, then they can blow up the wall. So we'll see how that progresses. Now, Isengard is moving up their crossbows first to try to pepper down some of the defenders. They do risk getting into range of the archers on the wall. Look at this. You can kind of see some arrows come down. I think there's some archers up here firing. Yep, the elven archers, look at this. Look at them. This is so cool. So, and of course, we are not having a night battle, and that's for your own personal enjoyment, so you can see the battle a little bit better. Lighting in Attila is really bad, and if you do a night battle, sometimes it's really hard to see what's going on. So, you know, I just avoided it. Of course, when you play the battle with some friends, you can always do a night battle since you're not, you know, making it a video or whatever. But if you are going to make it a video, I recommend you just play during the day so you can see what the hell is going on. So here we go, guys. The first, look at this. Dun, 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 dun. You got the first couple ladders go into the walls. We got brave men and elves ready to hold. Look at this. They're smacking their shields. We got some elven Lothlorien heroes of Amun Monk. Anyways, we got some great units here ready to hold. You got some infantry coming up. They're getting blasted by archers right now. Here we go. First wave of orcs or Urukai climbing up the ladder. Also behind, this is so cool. Similar to the movie, you got some archers back here kind of supporting the men up on the wall. Just firing right over their heads and going into the infantry that is scaling the wall. It's just so perfect. It's so perfect. So here you go, guys. Infantry now making it up to the walls, and we have our first clash of infantry. And it's just awesome. You just feel like a kid again when you play this battle. I mean, for me personally, because I remember I saw this battle for the first time in the movie theaters with my childhood friend, and when that movie was over, we were like, oh my god, that was amazing, you know. But I'm sure a lot of you guys have similar experiences. But yeah, an epic stand right here. Now they do have some sappers running up to destroy the wall now that they're attacking it. But here's the thing, Legolas does his job here, and these sappers do not get it done. So they're out of ammo there, so they got to send up. Thankfully, they have a backup sapper. So don't worry, we will see the wall explode here. And then they're also attacking the gates here. They just destroyed the gate with a ram, and now Rohan is moving up some reinforcements to defend the gate. Isengard, I think the player is microing elsewhere, so he doesn't realize his pikes are just standing there, and this is so awesome. His troops up on this little barrack, these, you know, battlements here, just looking down and firing and doing damage. All right, let's see where, here it is, folks. Here it is. You know we got to get an epic cinematic shot of this because this is going to be amazing. Now he's got troops ready to charge in. The archers really focusing down the pikemen because they are scary. The fighting's going on, and they're doing pretty well. The defenders are doing pretty well against Isengard, causing them to break. And here we go. The sappers are moving in. We're going to get... hold on. Let's get the nice movie. Yeah. Look at this. All right, they're in position. Oh, this is going to be... oh, yes. Yes, and now the walls are breached. Urukai die there. Look at this. And now they're going to charge in. Oh, that's so great. That is one of the coolest things, man. Just the fact that they apparently every little rock was individually animated there to make that happen by the modders. So that is just so impressive and just something that should be complimented, you know? But here we go. Now we're going to charge in the infantry. And it's going to get a little bit laggy here. This is classic Attila there. It just runs like poo-poo. That's the only downside about this mod. It's not really the mod's fault, but look at this. But yeah, Attila just runs like crap. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Just that breach shot. Them charging into the breach. So Rohan desperately trying to hold here as long as possible. Oh, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't remember. Anyways, the troops still fighting the hard fight up on the walls. And they're doing their best. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I streamed this battle live. So you can watch the battle live on my channel. But I don't really recommend it because it's super laggy. So laggy that this entire battle, which is only about 50 minutes long, took 3 hours to play. Yeah, it was rough. Someone had a potato computer. It is what it is, and it took a little while to play the battle, but it's pretty cool to be able to watch the replay now because I can actually watch it at a decent pace, and it's just awesome. So, yeah, check out the live version if you want, but again, do it at your own risk. Now he's pushing some infantry through a gap there, and Rohan's, he's used up most of his ammo, so most likely, I think, yeah, the Helmingas, they're going to charge in and face these Urukai. The fight for this opening is still underway. The fight for the walls is still going on, but Isengard does control a good chunk of the walls. Let's go look at the ramp over here. The ramp is being attacked by a ton of pikemen, but there's a glorious stand by these retainers that are doing a fantastic job holding the gate against Isengard. So things are looking pretty rough. The Urukai are attacking with overwhelming numbers, and my men, not the best of troops. I think I do have one retrainer unit, but the other unit was just like cheap axes, and they broke pretty quickly. And now we've got some berserkers. Look at this. The Urukai berserkers, absolutely favorite unit. I love them in Battle for Middle-earth too, how you could get berserkers, and if you got like 8 of them, you could like base race your opponent and just bring down their fortress in a couple seconds. You guys ever do that with Isengard in Battle for Middle-earth 2? You can also use mines as well. So in that game, you can like run up with a mine, and I think it would do like half damage to a fortress. So if you had 2 of them and blew them up, you would destroy the enemy player's fortress. I have so many memories of just sneaking units into enemy bases, destroying their fortress, and they rage quit, you know? It's the best, man. It's the best. I love that game. That game is so freaking good. It was really good. I think it was like one of the first RTS games on console. That's how I played it most of the time, is on console. And I put so many summers into that. My brother used to make fun of me how often I play the game. It would be out for like 6 years, and he'd be like, "You're still playing that game?" Like, yeah, it's awesome. My favorite was just playing as the men. You know, you would bring Theoden with a bunch of Rohirrim. Because like it was just like a combination of factions, Rohan and Gondor. And you would Theoden, that like high level ability to go like Super Saiyan mode with all the Rohirrim was just so. Anyways, I'm getting a little distracted. That's such a great game. Anyways, they're charging in a bunch of infantry into the breach. You can see that things are starting to crumble in terms of this outer area of the settlement. And I think pretty soon, well, yeah, pretty soon I decide to charge in the cav. So it was more like 25 minutes that I decided to charge. Sometimes you can decide to charge the cav whenever you think it really fits the situation. It is better in terms of fairness to have a set time for the cav charge. But yeah, it's definitely going to happen soon. Now we got the remaining infantry fighting to the death on these walls. And now my infantry, this is like the moment where they show up. You got Aramir and Gandalf being like, you know, there's Theoden alone. There he is alone. Gandalf's like, not alone, buddy. Not alone. Not today. The ramp battle's going very well. And you can see that Isengard has a bit of a rear guard that is going to be looking out for, you know, it's always good to have a rear guard. Now, I think originally the players were kind of setting up pikemen facing my cav, and it's like, hey, just kind of pretend that you don't know that my cav is over there, you know? Because it kind of, you know, that's kind of how it went. Just don't anticipate it, you know what I mean? Just try to pretend that you're surprised to see my cav. But anyways, meanwhile, the walls are still being fought for. Props to these Rohirrim who are still fighting for the walls, even though they're utterly surrounded. This is the moment where it's like, retreat, go to the keep, you know, retreat to the keep. And you can see the last of the defenders on the walls are starting to crumble here. You could always have it that the Rohirrim show up when Isengard has taken control of the walls. I mean, see, there's so many ways you can come up with these rules. Back over here, you can see they're climbing up the stairs. This is the secondary pathway up to the keep, where Rohan is using the choke point to defend against Isengard. And the gate is being well defended by Rohan. This unit has 160 kills. That's 160 Uruk-hai that are just not making it to the settlement. We also have a unit here kind of waiting halfway. You got some archers opening fire on these pikemen, which is great. Softening up the pikemen. Pikemen are the #1 killer of horses. So the less pikemen, the better for my army. You can see that they've established a foothold in the inner part of Helm's Deep here, in the long wall. And they're going to be able to organize their army and begin their next push into our defenses. And they're also attacking the inner circle here. It's so cool. They can climb up these walls, these stairs, and get up through these openings and attack the men here. And we've got some brave guards holding against a large force of Uruk-hai. Massive force of Uruk-hai. So pretty cool. I love, this is one of my favorite parts of this map because they can run through all three of these openings. It's a very, instead of just one narrow path, it gives the attackers a bit more opportunity to push with a lot of forces and put some pressure on the defenders. But so far we got basically 2 choke points. Really 3, but mostly 2. We're holding these stairs, and then we're holding this position, and then of course we're holding the gate, but the gate is going so well. It's going so well that Isengard is actually retreating troops to go help out at the gate. This is actually a smart idea because you want to attack our position from many different areas, many different positions to put as much pressure on our forces to force us cover as much ground as possible in this small fortress. Because the powerful thing about a fortress is that it's small and it's easy to defend, so you can be outnumbered and still, you know, have the advantage because you have the superior positioning and defenses that you can use against your opponents. So here we go, Rohirrim. They have arrived. Okay, finally. All right, so let's get a nice view of this. Of course, we got to get the cinematic view. Oh, yeah. That was awesome, guys. I just had to take a moment, just, shut up for a second for once and get this epic charge going in from the Cav, going after Isengard, and just going after these different units, trying to get them off the battlefield to support my team. So here's the big charge. Now, I didn't go about it in a very cinematic, mindless way of like the movie. I'm not saying the charge in the movie was mindless. It does help to have a wizard that can shine a bright light, and it kind of blinds the Uruk-hai and makes them weak or whatever. Didn't really have that, so I had to be a little bit more creative with my attack, with my tactics here. You can see that I feinted a charge against the pikes, and then I charged from the rear, and now I'm going to close in, trying to finish up what's left of these pikes. And I did a frontal charge into the swordsman of Isengard. Now, of course, Isengard was also being a good team player. I guess a team opponent. Does that even make sense? Basically, he was not just holding the choke point here with pikemen only. He sent up some swordsmen to kind of be dummies and just to be something my Cav can run over for cinematic effect. And that's just kind of how we played this battle. We did have moments where we just played for fun. We did try to win, but we did throw each other a bone every once in a while, just to kind of, for the sake of the epicness and fun of the battle. So that's kind of what Isengard did here for me. He threw up some units that weren't pikemen that I could run down and fight, and for cinematic value. So I do appreciate that. Now, a little point here I want to make is if you play this battle, make sure, if you want to save the replay, make sure everyone saves the replay, because there is a chance that the replay will crash, but one of the replays should work. And that is why we're seeing the perspective of the enemy, the Isengard, rather than my perspective, which I'm playing as Rohan here. That's why we're seeing that, is because my replay crashed and we can't see it from my perspective. So the Isengard player, I'll give him a shout out at the end here so we can see his player name, but shout out to him for making this work and saving the day with his replay, because it would suck. We spent like 4 hours trying to get this battle, and to not have a replay would be so soul crushing. Here comes another Cav charge up the ramp. Check this out. Check this out. Oh yeah. So definitely trying to soften up this unit. I'm trying to win on the ramp here. I'm basically trying to destroy this rear guard here so I can hurry up and rush up and help the infantry that are outnumbered up here. They're trying to fight their way to the Cav, basically. I've got some 2 units of archer Cav just kind of opening fire. We're really just 1 unit just opening fire at the infantry, trying to support my infantry, my allies' infantry up here. We're fighting the good fight. We do have their pike position, which there's no way in hell that I'm going to charge this. That would just be suicide. And yeah, I just didn't think it was very smart to do that. So I just disengaged and fell back and focused my attention on the infantry. Now, again, remember, guys, this battle isn't just a scripted fight to recreate it as closely as it was in the movie. It's more of a set of rules that promotes gameplay that's like the movie, but allows the players to go at it with their own tactics, and they can change it up a little bit to try to win the day. So that is why I'm being a bit more cautious with my Cav instead of mindlessly charging in, because that just won't end well for my Cav. Now, again, as I said, sometimes the players will throw each other a bone just for cinematic value, which you'll see later in the battle. But yeah, just important to keep that in mind, because I know some of you guys are going to overanalyze the tactics in this battle, and you're going to be like, you should have done this, you should have done that. It's like, just keep in mind, a lot of the times the players are making intentional decisions to make the battle seem a bit more cinematic, and really that's what it's all about, guys. But of course, when you play your Battle of Helm's Deep, you can always play it any way that you want. You know, that's the beauty of Total War. So this fight is going to rage on for quite some time. And the same thing over here. The fight is going to continue in this choke point as Rohan continues to hold two very important locations. Archer fire coming down on these defenders. Good use of archer ammo. And they also have pikemen, which have like full ammo. You can see also too over here, he's got some pikemen up on the walls accompanied with this. I'm sorry, his crossbows up on the walls accompanied with his pikemen who are defending the breach. If I charged in here, I would get just utterly peppered by a hail of crossbow fire. So, and charging into pikes. It would just be disaster. So over this way, we were able to break through the walls, or I'm sorry, the men on the ramp, and now I'm going to be able to close in and help this infantry survive this engagement. And by winning up on this ramp, that is one less choke point we have to worry about for now. So we've cleaned it up. We're going to clear it out. And then we're going to take all this extra infantry and they can go and focus on the fight over on this front, which has just been an absolute bloodshed because of just the sheer amount of troops in one area. Absolute carnage. So at this stage of the battle, guys, I actually decided to charge in all of my cav into the settlement. I'm taking Theoden. Not Theoden. Aeromir. I'm taking him and I'm pushing him into the inner workings of this settlement. And what I'm going to do is dismount him. And the cool thing about Aeromir is that he has archer capabilities, so his unit can shoot the bow. So I'm going to take him up here. I'm going to dismount and I'm going to put him up on the walls so they can kind of shoot down at the enemy and support the infantry. That's my idea over there. I've also left my cav. I've left 3 units of cav to defend the ramp. So if Isengard does decide to later send troops up this way, I'm going to run them down or wait for them to get up on the ramp and make a sandwich with infantry coming down and cav coming the other way. So this cav is just to kind of protect the ramp from Isengard, you know, coming up there and trying to attack this position. But there we go. So I've got him up. I got him dismounted. Now he's gonna run into position. And see these bows on their backs. So cool. I don't know if this is because Aeromir in the movie he throws like javies. That might be the case, but hey, I mean, why not? It works. It's not like completely unrealistic. So they're going to go ahead and get in position. And the fight continues to rage on over here. They've got berserkers in the mix now, so we're definitely going to have to send up some reinforcements to hold. And of course, this is still raging on as well. But an epic stand by Rohan, not even giving an inch even to the pikemen who are trying to muscle their way up this stairway. And you can see Isengard is starting to run low on troops. But so are we. Here's my general in position now. Look at this. This is awesome. They look so cool. Look, I love how they take cover, even though they don't really have. They're not at risk of getting shot, but whatever. It's extra precaution. And so they're gonna get in position and use up that ammo. So I'm really trying to use the most out of Aeromir here. There he goes. Look at him. Look at him. This is awesome. Look at that. That is cool. I don't know. It's just such a cool shot.
Hey, you want some of this?
You want some of this? Fire! So they're definitely helping out because at this point, our archers have used up most of their ammo. So it's nice to have some archers with some ammo left over that I can use on the attacking forces. All right, guys, a couple minutes have gone by, so I decided to dismount a chunk of my cav units to go fight as infantry in this battle against the orcs. I'm also, remember when I said earlier that Isengard threw us a bone? Well, I'm about to throw Isengard a bone because I just thought it would be kind of lame to just send my cav inside the settlement and, you know, have them just fight at choke points. So maybe this isn't much better. I mean, it's definitely better in the perspective of Isengard, but I thought, hey, it would be kind of cool to dismount here and to charge the breach, because if I charge in with cav, they're just going to get annihilated. So I said, hey, why don't I go as infantry? I mean, it looks cool. And charge through the breach and try to fight Isengard from behind. And yeah, Isengard was yeah, they were waiting for it. Yeah. And I was like, all right, there's not much I can do here. Look at this defense. This is ridiculous. So I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to charge into pikes and do the best I can here. Here comes the rest of the troops. Charge! So, and I'm also getting shredded by crossbows up on the walls. Look at this. It's just, yeah, there's no good ending to this. So I just kind of threw half my army, probably more than half of my army away. For cinematic value, of course. That's going to be my go-to excuse whenever I play a battle in the future and do bad. It's like, oh, I was doing it for cinematic value, you idiot. I'm not bad at the game. I'm doing it for... But for real, in this case, I was. I would not do this if I was, like, full force trying to win. And that's the thing. If you don't like that, you can always try to come up with better rules that doesn't force the player to, you know, make stupid decisions to make the battle more interesting or more like the movie. If you can make better rules, go for it. You know, that lets the player try the best he can, but also makes it like the movie, you know, or the book. But yeah, my army's crushed. I don't think I probably killed like 5 Urukai there and lost hundreds of men. But I still have some units left. This is my infantry here. I've got some units that I can send forward and support the fight. But yeah, and then I've got some archers here as well, or mounted archers that I'm just holding on to. So that's pretty much left of my army. All right, guys, so a few moments have, or a few minutes, I should say, have passed. And that's awesome. And, yeah, so Isengard, since my cav is no longer here guarding the ramp, they decide to send a big chunk of troops to attack the gate. So I've set up what's left of my army to kind of have the job of defending the gate. I've dismounted my archers, and they are ready to hold. So what I'm going to do is kind of, well, my initial strat here was to kind of let the enemy in a little bit so I could attack the pikemen from different angles. But my elven ally with a unit of 22 men was just like, nah, bruh, we're going in. We're going in. So right in the gate, they decide to charge. Look at this. Chad move right here. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Absolute epic Chad move. And now I'm sending up some infantry to support. I was like, all right, whatever. Well, I'll go in too. Let's do it. The fight over here is still going on. You can see that Rohan's kind of cycling in and out of troops. And they're doing a pretty good job. They haven't really let Isengard take much ground here, but how much longer can we hold? That is the question. Now back over on the ramp, you can see that Isengard has made some progress here as well. But again, Rohan is continuously holding this position, this choke point, and making it difficult for Isengard to make any ground here. So yeah, there's not much left in terms of reinforcements. They've got a fresh unit of spears ready to hold here. And by the way, you can go through this, right? You go through this and it pops you out up here. So it's a great way to attack the secondary, or I guess, yeah, secondary position of the settlement. Yeah, this looks so good. Oh, this map is just so awesome. So, at this point, remember when I was like, screw it, I'm charging. I was like, never mind, this is a terrible idea. I've already given Isengard enough. I'm gonna try to do my best here to try to win this engagement. So we're gonna wait for Isengard here. So the battle's not looking good. Isengard has a huge advantage over us. But you never know, if we can kill a general, if we can cause a chain rout, maybe there's hope for the defenders to win this one. Maybe. Light still going on there. Let's go ahead and go back to the gate. Let's see how this works out. You can see great play by Isengard to spread out their troops from different angles, which really makes this strategy less effective. I've got Aramir. He's going to defend the gate, which I think in the book he does with Aragorn. Him, Aragorn, and Gimli, if I'm not mistaken, they go to defend the gate together, which is pretty cool. There we go. They're charging in. Yeah, it's going to be tough to take on these pikemen, but this is all I got. And you can see I'm already breaking over there. My horse archers. And I'm breaking, yep, it's these guys here, they're breaking. And I'm not going to do much damage to these powerful Uruk-hai pikemen. A great fight right there. But you can see a lot of breaking going on with Isengard here, which is perfect. It's given us hope to hold here. They're kind of breaking here. Let's see. I guess in terms of reinforcements, that's all they have over here. So that's pretty promising. I mean, this is how close the battle is here. And unfortunately, this is going to be a devastating blow for the defenses. We're going to lose this gate. And what that means is that all this infantry is going to be able to storm up these walls and overwhelm the defenders. And you can see that they've already opened up a gap here where reinforcements are coming down to help finish up my troops. And now it's up to these elves mixed in with Rohirrim to try to hold. White Hand Stormers. There's some elite infantry going in with those big old shields. They're going to surround Aramir. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where Aramir rises up and wins the day. No, I'm just kidding. He dies here. This is where he dies. Here he is, actually. I think that's him. Pretty sure that's him. Maybe I'm mistaken. He looks different. You know, usually the generals stand out wearing different armor. Oh, yeah. Getting some kills, Aramir. Oh, I think is he dead? No, he's still up. I got another kill. Oh! He's like, I will defend this fortress to my last breath. The future king of Rohan. The future king. And he's going to be an in-law to the steward of Gondor. Or, well, actually, Faramir, I don't think Faramir doesn't become the steward. He becomes, like, I think the captain or, oh, there he goes. Aramir's dead. I don't remember. What happens to Faramir? Faramir is literally my favorite character, I think, in the book. Well, in terms of, like, the war heroes. Like, I like Sam. You know, Sam is probably my all-time favorite, but Faramir is just epic. Anyways, what am I sound like such a nerd loser. Yeah, at this point of the battle, guys, it is pretty much lost. You can see that we've got the elves retreating. We've got the General Helmingas of Rohan. I guess this is Theoden. He decided to go archer mode here. I'm just chilling up here. He's used up all his ammo. Let's see, how many kills? 138 kills. And this is going to be probably it. I think over on the other side, we have pikemen. Or, I'm sorry, spearmen. But honestly, these guys should just retreat. And, like, help defend the inner city. Or the inner defenses. Because, yeah, here we go. The last stand. Oh, you're looking the wrong way, elves. That's embarrassing. They forgot which way the enemy was coming. Look, it's Haldir, I guess. He survives towards the end this time. So a great battle is unraveling there. The epic last stand. And now Isengard is going to try to use this bridge. I think the player, it just looks so good. Look at that. This looks so awesome. I think the player had some issues with the pathfinding here, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't look like it. Maybe I'm misremembering. You know, the Siege of Helm's Deep and Battle for Middle-earth 2 is also really awesome. It is really fun. You know what on a side note, you know what I used to do? We used to play Minas Tirith and Helm's Deep, and we do a 2v2. And you're probably wondering, like, how did you do that in Battle for Middle-earth 2? Because it was a 1 versus 3. So what we would do is that I would spawn outside the castle with the enemy and rush my builders inside the settlement and then build a new fortress in the open ground over here. And we would have rules for ourselves that we would not get upgrades and we would have half army strength. So, you know, the attacking players had a chance. It was just a fun way to defend Helm's Deep with a friend, because I had a good buddy that I used to play with that, you know, on that game all the time. And we'd come up with these custom rules so we could defend a 2v2 on Helm's Deep and Minas Tirith. And it was always fun and challenging. It was fun. The sieges were actually pretty good, all things considered. But yeah, now the elves are surrounded, guys. It is quite clear that this battle is over. It's a very close battle. I think if I didn't rush my cav into death over here, my cav units, we could have won the battle. But again, this battle wasn't necessarily about winning or losing. It was just about having a good time and recreating the Battle of Helm's Deep. So now, guys, we're going to witness the elves just kind of... Look at the general still alive. He's like, shh, damn it. This is ridiculous. But yeah. And then here's Theoden, king. And here comes the guards, the spears. We're at the last 3 minutes of this battle, guys. And, yeah. This is the last stand. So, this would be the time where Gandalf would need to show up, but he already kind of did. And, yeah, we're down to the last 2 minutes here. Got some elite units holding, but this is just too much. Too many pikes. We don't have any archers. And now the elves are having to retreat and defend. Look at these guys have 103 kills. Theoden has 187, and the spear unit has 59 already. But it looked like these spears were gonna go fall back and defend. They can't make up their mind. Oh, this is where he has pathfinding issues. It's just like he can't get his crossbows across the bridge. We're down to the last minute and 33 seconds. The elves are just like, screw it. We're going to charge back in. We're going to try to break some orcs here. I definitely, yeah, there you go. He did a little charge to help out, and then he's going to go the other side and run down these crossbows. These elves still have 108 kills. Charge! Charge for the elves. Now Isengard is coming through the tunnels. People are screwed and Rohan has fallen. Way to go, defenders. You lost. All right, so we'll go ahead and fast forward, guys. Get to the end results. I didn't want to edit this out. I wanted you to see the very end. But you can see that, you know, there's just too many orcs. We're all surrounded. I wish you could retreat in here. That would be pretty cool. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We found the tunnels. There's some birds stuck down here. Oh, okay, sorry. But yeah, that's the battle, guys. Pretty fun. I think this was a pretty good recreation. It wasn't, you know, scripted or exactly like the movie, but it was fun to play in a multiplayer environment. Let's go ahead and end the replay. So, thank you to all the players that showed up here. Mr. Cat, Chip, Kapleb. Kapleb is the person who saved the day with the replay, so big shout out to him. But you can see I'm on the defending team. And here's my kills. Freaking Aramir getting 313 kills. I think that's the most of any general. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. But here's the kills of Isengard. It was a good fight, guys. That's going to conclude it for Helm's Deep. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on the battlefield.